McLaren's 2025 Challenger is turning heads, not just for its bold design, but for the whispers surrounding how it came to be. The Papaya squad has rolled out a car packed with innovations, some eerily similar to Adrian Newey's final masterpiece at Red Bull. Coincidence? The paddock doesn't think so. With several ex-Red Bull engineers now calling Woking home, speculation is running wild. Did they bring more than just their expertise? Has McLaren been handed the blueprint to Red Bull's dominance? If so, F1's reigning champion might have more to worry about than just their rivals catching up on track. After watching the MCL39 stretch its legs at Silverstone, the 1996 F1 world champion Damon Hill couldn't contain his excitement. Taking to Instagram, Hill declared, "World champions again," in response to McLaren's latest post. While Hill's career spanned stints with Brabham, Williams, Arrows and Jordan, his crowning moment came behind the wheel of an Adrian Newey-designed Williams, the last one Newey crafted for the team before jumping ship to McLaren in 1997. McLaren, always one to play their cards close to their chest, ran their latest Challenger in a camouflage livery, attempting to outfox the sharp-eyed photographers working for rival teams. But despite the disguise, keen observers quickly spotted major differences between this machine and last year's title-winning MCL38. The Papaya Warriors have clearly rolled out something fresh, and they aren't afraid to stake their claim on the championship fight. McLaren has stuck with a pull rod front suspension, but has tweaked a crucial detail. The upper wishbone's mounting point has been lowered. This adjustment boosts the car's anti-dive characteristics, keeping it more stable under heavy braking. The goal? Preventing the nose from dipping too much, ensuring the underfloor stays as level as possible to maximize downforce. In today's ground effect era, maintaining that aerodynamic seal beneath the car is non-negotiable. If the car rocks too much, pitching forward when braking or backward under acceleration, it risks disrupting the airflow and breaking that crucial air seal. McLaren's changes aim to keep everything in check, allowing the MCL39 to stay planted and extract every ounce of performance from its ground effect design. McLaren hasn't stopped at the front suspension. Changes at the rear are just as crucial. To counteract excessive squat under acceleration, the team has reworked the rear suspension geometry, ensuring the car remains as stable as possible. Just like with anti-dive at the front, the goal here is to keep the aerodynamic platform steady, preventing unnecessary shifts that could disrupt airflow. Team principal Andrea Stella is confident that these refinements will pay off, particularly in race conditions. By limiting how much the car squats, McLaren aims to improve tyre longevity over long stints, crucial for maintaining pace deep into a Grand Prix. But there's a catch. As reigning constructors' champions, McLaren faces a disadvantage in development time. Under F1's sliding scale of aerodynamic testing restrictions, the team that finishes first gets the least amount of wind tunnel hours and CFD simulations. That means McLaren has roughly 10% less aero testing time than their closest rival, a challenge that will force them to be razor-sharp with their upgrades. The aerodynamic handicap system continues all the way down the grid, with each lower-ranked team gaining progressively more wind tunnel time. The team at the very back gets the most, giving them a better shot at closing the gap. But despite McLaren's restricted development hours, they haven't just refined last year's car, they've overhauled it. This isn't mere evolution, it's a full-blown revolution. One of the most striking changes is the redesigned air intake, now more oval-shaped. This tweak isn't just for aesthetics, it's a calculated move to reduce the turbulent air buffeting the driver's helmet, improving cockpit airflow. A bonus, the sleeker profile also allows for a lighter roll structure, lowering the car's center of gravity and shaving off unnecessary weight. But here's where things get interesting. Some of McLaren's innovations bear an uncanny resemblance to Adrian Newey's final masterpiece at Red Bull, the RB20. And with several former Milton Keynes engineers now donning papaya, the paddock is buzzing with speculation. Have Newey's secrets quietly slipped through the cracks? A closer look at the rear bodywork adds fuel to the fire. Around the push-rod suspension, there's a discreet opening channeling cooling air from the side pods to the upper diffuser, a signature Newey trick from his last Red Bull design. According to Autosprint, ex-Red Bull personnel might have carried more than just their resumes to Woking, potentially handing McLaren a blueprint for dominance. Despite McLaren's impressive upgrades, the bookmakers aren't expecting a close battle between teammates. Lando Norris is the clear favourite over Oscar Piastri, and if the Briton pulls ahead early in the season, McLaren could find itself facing a familiar dilemma, managing an internal power struggle. But if anyone thinks Piastri is stepping into 2025 with a number 2 mentality, they're in for a shock. The young Aussie has made his intentions crystal clear after his first taste of the MCL39. "I want want to win the World Championship this year," he declared, setting the stage for an intense intra-team fight. And with the season kicking off in front of his home crowd in Melbourne, he'll have no shortage of motivation. Should Piastri pull it off, he'd be the first Australian to claim the F1 crown since Alan Jones in 1980. But talking the talk is one thing, delivering is another. If he's serious about making history, he can't afford to let Norris gain an early edge. The battle within McLaren might just be as thrilling as the fight for the championship itself. A year ago, Oscar Piastri entered the season with a few lingering weaknesses, ones that he wasn't entirely confident about. But after a full season of racing, he believes he's ironed them out. And he has a point. His 2024 campaign started on the back foot, with Lando Norris nearly doubling his points tally by the time they reached round 7 at Imola. But if Piastri has sharpened his skill set, Norris isn't standing still either. The ever-smiling Brit is ready to shake off his nice guy label and bring the fight to the front. "I'll get my elbows out," he warned, a clear message that he won't be pushed around. His biggest obstacle, the relentless Max Verstappen. Norris, however, refuses to be intimidated. "I don't think you have to do anything special to beat Max," he stated with conviction. Whether that belief will hold up over the season is another story. If there's one thing Norris learned in 2024, it's that beating Verstappen isn't just about having the faster car. It's about outmaneuvering a driver who knows exactly where to place his machine. Nowhere was that more evident than at the Austrian Grand Prix, where Norris, in a quicker McLaren, found himself locked in a high-stakes duel with the Dutchman. Lap after lap, Verstappen defended with inch-perfect precision, shutting every possible door. Then, in the dying moments of the race, Norris made his move at turn 3. Verstappen, ever the street fighter, didn't flinch. Contact was inevitable. For Norris, it was game over. His race ended in the gravel, while Verstappen, despite limping to the pits and picking up a penalty for causing the collision, still managed to finish 6th. It was a brutal reminder that to dethrone a champion, raw speed isn't enough. Racecraft, aggression, and mental resilience will decide whether Norris can truly go wheel to wheel with Verstappen in 2025. "You don't need to do anything extraordinary to beat Max," Norris explained. "He's fast, aggressive, and one of the greatest drivers ever. The simplest way to beat him, just be quicker and stay ahead. That's the plan. But ultimately, you've got to be smart, position the car well, play the long game, and make the right decisions when it matters most." While Red Bull has yet to pull the covers off the RB21, the odds makers are already bracing for a tight battle at the top. Verstappen and Norris are locked in at a 27% chance each to take the 2025 drivers' title, a bold prediction considering Red Bull's dominance in recent years. Not far behind, Ferrari's Charles Leclerc sits at 22%, seen as a strong contender for his long-awaited championship breakthrough. Further down the pecking order, Oscar Piastri has work to do. The bookmakers currently rank him behind Lewis Hamilton, with just a 10% shot at the crown, making him an underdog in a season where he's determined to prove otherwise. McLaren has made its intentions clear. 2025 isn't about playing catch-up, it's about taking charge. With a radically reworked car and whispers of Red Bull secrets making their way to Woking, the team looks primed for a title fight. But in Formula One, nothing is ever that simple. The aerodynamic handicap could slow their development, Norris and Piastri's battle could split the team's focus, and Verstappen remains the ultimate benchmark. Yet, if the MCL39 delivers on its promise, McLaren might just have the weapon they need to take the fight to Red Bull. Did ex-Red Bull engineers bring Newey's magic to McLaren? Will Norris finally step up as a title contender? And can Piastri shake off the underdog tag and make history? Let us know in the comments. Until next time, goodbye for now.